It's working. All right.
Gotta get up to get. Gotta get up to get down. Gotta get up to get. Gotta get up to get down. Gotta get up to get. Gotta get up to get down. Gotta get up to get. Gotta get up to get.
Welcome to Bills Overdue, a Buffalo Fanatics podcast. Your eyes do not deceive you. This is not Jeremy. I am Max, and we're here with a special guest today. We got Casey Reed is joining me. Casey, introduce yourself, man.
Man, I am very special. I am very special, but not in like a oh my goodness, you have talents type way. No, that's not how I'm special. But no, dude, I'm excited. I'm excited to be on. I was just on not too long ago with the Bills guys, so I'm going back to back.
Hell yeah, man. So for those of you that don't know, my co-host Jeremy, the reason he's not here today, he had to skip out on Bills Overdue today because it's a pretty special day for him. He's actually getting married today. So I want everyone in the chat to throw congratulations to Jeremy. He is my best friend, my co-host, all the way from California, and he does an amazing job. And so wish the best of luck to Jeremy because he's tying the knot today. So very special day for him.
Just go ahead and smash the like button to
smash
show Jeremy
the like.
how
Smash
much you
the
appreciate
like. There you go. Smash the like. I love that. So yeah, I think Jeremy might join us in the comments section. I had heard from him. He texted me that earlier in the week, potentially. You know, maybe he might just be at his wedding at the altar, just on his phone in the comments section, you know, because he's that dedicated.
I mentioned to you about shaving my head for this broadcast. And I brought it up to my wife about shaving my head. And she gave me the dirtiest look in the world. And I knew it wouldn't fly, right? And then I said, hey, Megan, the love of my life, what about a bald cap? What if we just go get a bald cap from like Walgreens? And she was about that idea. Like she was like, let's do it right now. I know how to put one on. And I was like, I don't have time. Like I will not have time in between getting there and doing it. But I almost had a bald cap for this, just pretending I'm Jeremy, nothing else.
That would have been great, man. That would have been amazing. I would have loved to see you rocking the bald cap, you know, a little extra prep for it. That would have been nice. Instead, you got the backwards hat on.
I gotta go. I gotta get my TJ Detweiler on. It's every day is recess, and I don't know if people know that, but every day is recess.
You know, the backwards hat. Not a lot of, you know. There's some people out there that aren't big fans of the backwards hat.
It's not professional, but
Colin Cowherd is not a big fan of the backwards hat. I don't know if you saw that this week.
If there's one thing that y'all should know about me is I'm not professional, and you know, Colin, he's calling out people about it, and I hope that I end up on his show. And he does the whole hat forward, hat backwards thing with me, right?
Except
This one is
that would be incredible. Yeah, that's when you know you've peaked in life. When you get Colin Cowherd mad at you for wearing a hat backwards, that's how you know you've peaked. So let's get into some. What?
Well, I was gonna say, does he have anything else to do with his life? Like that's
I don't know, man.
Like a petty
dude. All of the sports are back right now. All of the sports, you can literally talk about anything you want, and you choose to talk about that. Like we got Stanley Cups going on. We got football. You got basketball. Like you would think a topic like that would be saved for like the quarantine part when there were no sports going on whatsoever. But yeah, he's still talking like, oh, you know, if you wear a backwards hat, you must be a bum. Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me?
You should wear your hat forward. It's like, shut up.
Come on, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And you see the stupid, like, he tried to like impersonate Carson Wentz or whatever. He's like the stupid voice. Oh my God. Gets my blood boiling. But yeah, he's doing it for the clicks. That's right. That's right, Dried Ocean. Doing it for the clicks.
He's doing it for the vine.
Doing it for the vine. So let's get into some I'm accidentally clicking on comments here. Let's get into some Bills talk. So I just want to start with, this has been one of the most insane weeks, I feel like, for this Bills franchise as a Bills fan that we've been through in a long time. Like, so much happened this week. So much happened. From Josh Allen improves upon his 300-yard game to a 400-yard game, and all of our heads explode.
Yep.
To the CBS power truck, or this whole stadium, Hard Rock Stadium, power goes out. And we can't even see Stefan Diggs' first touchdown as a member of the Buffalo Bills. To there's a rain delay. There's thunder in Miami. There's thunder, and now we can't watch the game. There's just so much that happened this week, from PFF just being absolute idiots. Like, there's so much to get into. It's such a crazy week. I feel like I'm having a fever dream. Do you kind of get that sense?
It kind of reminded me of high school, right? Where like you go to school, right? You're having a great day, and then that girl breaks up with you, and then you fail the math test, and then something else happens, and you're like, can this week just end already, right? But
yeah. But I mean, like, it's not all bad things either. Like, it's a lot of good. It's so much craziness. It's like That's many highs and lows. The highs and lows just keep going up and down. That, like, we just got to delve into one thing after another. So I think we got to start with, everyone's favorite media organization, Pro Football Focus. I mean, like, I threw up a little bit in my mouth as I said that. It's just like Sam Monson on Twitter. Kind of the face of PFF, just being an absolute clown, an absolute idiot. These guys can't admit when they're wrong about Josh Allen. It makes my blood boil. It's so frustrating, man.
It's funny that you mentioned clown, because I actually have a degree from a very prestigious clown college. So what I did, because only clowns can work at PFF, I actually put in my resume. If they're hiring clowns, I would love to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I really think they're going out, and I think they're probably scouting Twitter. They're like, hey, give me your most outrageous take. You can. Outrageous takes. And something, it's something idiot, like in a stupid take, like, Devlin Hodges is better than Josh Allen. They're finding guys like that, and they're saying, you know what? We're going to give you a job. We're going to give you a job here at PFF, so you can write about that and then get all of the internet mad, all of Bills Mafia mad. And now Bills Mafia is clicking on all your links. Bills Mafia is giving them engagement. So we got to stop that. We have to stop that right now. Stop giving PFF engagement. They don't deserve it. They're trash. They're horrible pieces of scum. I'm not afraid to say it.
I'll say it.
I'll say it. And it's just annoying, man. God, every week, and this week in particular with PFF.
Yo, shout out to my co-host Manny jumping on here to support us, right? And he
shout out Manny.
I think he has some good points.
You think? I know he has some good points.
So Manny's awesome.
How about we talk about one thing I can't get past this week, and this is kind of a side note, but dude, the past week I'm really obsessed with watching the NFL's like highlight videos of the game after the game. So they'll come out on YouTube, and the NFL will post all the 12 to 15 minute highlight videos of every single game for the week. And I normally watch those every week. I've watched the Bills versus Dolphins highlight video about 4 separate times this week, like in its entirety, just because like I can't get over like watching Josh Allen throw for a bazillion yards and watching this team ball out.
To Stefan Diggs is the one that I have actually been showing coworkers all day today, right? Because it's it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I've got a Denver fan at work, right? And he's a very logical guy. And we were talking about Josh Allen, and I showed him that highlight reel, right? Because he's not going to see it. He's a Denver fan. He's obviously not going to pay attention to Buffalo. And he looked at me and he said, yeah, Josh Allen's real. And I said, yep, Josh Allen is a real boy, and he is here to play. So yeah, I agree with you. I have not stopped watching those highlights.
Yeah, and it's like you kind of walk around work, I imagine, Casey, and you feel like a kid in the candy store. You're like, hey, look at this, come on, look at this, look at what Josh Allen did today. Look at what he did.
I live in Tennessee, okay?
Yep.
So there are no Buffalo fans down here. And I tell everybody, I was like, hey, this is Bills Mafia country. Like, when you come in here, this is Bills Mafia country. It doesn't matter whose team you are, it's Bills. On Sundays, if I'm working, guess what? We're putting the Bills game on TV. Like, I don't care who your team is. We're watching the Bills play. So, yeah, yes. You're right.
Yes. And, you can't overshadow the deep ball to John Brown.
Nope.
It was great, too. And that was the one. When he hit John Brown deep downfield and he started doing – like the rock, Josh Allen started doing the rock star, like strumming on the guitar. I was like, all of my energy, like I've never felt so high in my life. I was high on life there, Jeremy. I'm calling you Jeremy now. Sorry.
I was sitting in my truck, right? I was sitting in my truck when this happened. I'm watching it on my phone, right? Because I don't know if y'all watch on Sundays, like tomorrow, I'm gonna be on the pregame show with Nap Knows Bills, my man Kyle Knapp, and we're going to be talking fantasy. And we have this thing back and forth where he wears a jersey, right? And it's the Stevie jersey, right? He'll wear that until the Buffalo Bills lose, right? And I will watch the game on my phone until they lose. So I was sitting in my truck watching the game on my phone. He hits that bomb to John Brown, and I start punching the roof of my truck. No idea why, right? No idea. But I was like, yes, yes, yes. And I was going crazy. Like, it was the greatest thing in the world because everybody is so excited about this offense. Everybody is talking about how this offense is taking the next step. Right. And I am that one guy who I'm still reserved about it. Right. I'm still in the third quarter, the fourth quarter. I was not expecting us to come back. Right. I wasn't expecting it. Right. So when he hit that, all these emotions hit like, oh my, the Bills are actually going to win this, even though we had a terrible third quarter. Like, that's how I was. And sure, I might get killed in the comments by not having faith. Right. But it was just, I want to see more. Like, I want to see it happen consistently.
Yeah.
Like, I want that consistency to stay up. So yeah, I was going crazy in my poor truck. It's not that new, so it's taking a beat over its life.
Taking the beat to the head, yeah. I think Josh Allen has proved, though. I think one thing that Josh Allen has definitely proved so far in his career, past this Miami game too, is he's the king of comebacks in the fourth quarter. Like, like when the game is on the line in the fourth quarter, he's really just got the clutch gene. He can make it happen. That's something he can do. And this game was like, we haven't really seen that huge prolific passing performance. The 300-yard game in week 1 and now the 400-yard game. It really feels like the sky's the limit for this guy right now, and everything's just pointing towards in the right direction right now. And it's so exciting to be a Bills fan.
And no interceptions.
No interceptions.
So he's doing these big yard games without interceptions.
That's huge.
That's the biggest thing for me. The hugest things.
That is definitely the biggest thing, because I think a lot of people probably expected Josh Allen to be more of a gunslinger type. Like, if you look at Brett Favre, he had so many interceptions in his career. He was an outstanding quarterback. But like Josh Allen, no interceptions this week, no interceptions last week. Like, I don't know what's going on here. Like, maybe he's not that gunslinger we all thought he was.
Put up Dried Ocean's comment real quick, because he's right. If the Bills have a good game against the Rams, then I'll be convinced 100%. I just don't want to be let down again. And I understand that, right? It's like we've been through so much hurt, so much torture, right? And this is where the sad music, the Sarah McLachlan or whatever her name, the Angels, that's where this music plays as you read that comment. But you're so right, Dried Ocean. You are 100% right. And I'm here for it, man. I want Josh Allen to have a good game. I want him to come out there, and I'm a big Jalen Ramsey fan. I'm a Florida State guy. I've loved Jalen for a long time. I want him to destroy it. I want him to destroy Jalen, right? Not because of Bills Mafia, right?
Stick him.
But I just want to destroy it. Jalen has a big mouth, right? And I've known this for a very long time. It doesn't mean I'm not a fan of him, right? But I would love for the quarterback that he said was trash, right, to come out there and just burn Jalen consistently. And then for Jalen to have to come to the media, eat his words, and be like, well, Josh Allen's a good quarterback. We saw it on film. But, that stupid stock answer he's going to give. But I want that. Like, I want that.
Yeah, and you talk about Jalen Ramsey. He came out this week, and he did the backtrack on his comments from 2 years ago, and he said he's talented or something like that.
He's a father now. He's matured.
See, I don't like Jalen Ramsey, Casey. Like, I'm sick of. I don't want to hear you backtrack. All right, I want to hear you stick with your original take, Jalen. Stick with your original take. You said trash. Stick with it, man. Stick with it. It's not that hard. He's still trash. Just say he's still trash. Are you kidding me? Come on. I don't like this flip-floppiness he's doing.
He's a father now. He's more mature. He's got to set a good example for his kids. Right, hey, bro, you got to be the bigger person. I don't buy it. You're right. I know for a fact.
He's so pissed off, definitely, deep inside. Jalen, man. Yeah, I mean, I guess you like Jalen Ramsey, but
I've got his jersey. Yeah,
got his jersey.
My wife got it for me for Christmas one year. Like I do wear.
Is it a Rams jersey or a Jaguars jersey?
No. It's a Florida State jersey.
Oh, Florida State jersey.
Florida State jersey. Makes sense. And I wear it during the games. Yeah, it's one of my favorite gifts ever. Right. But after that, right, you go to the NFL, I'll support you. I'll like your career. But when you play Bills, when you come into Bills Mafia, when you come into that area, man, ain't nothing, no loyalty at all. Like, it is over.
Nothing. I think Josh Allen, I put this in my outrageous predictions column this week on the Buffalo Fanatics blog. Shout out that's a personal plug to the Buffalo Fanatics blog right there.
Gotta do it.
Go
Gotta
check
do
it out. A lot of amazing writers. But in my outrageous predictions column this week, I put that Josh Allen is going to seek out Jalen Ramsey to either hurdle him, truck stick him, stiff arm him. He's going to seek him out on the field, all right? Like he did against the Dolphins where, he just absolutely bodied one guy, then nearly bodied another one. And the ref blew the damn whistle. Sick of that. Let Josh Allen be Josh Allen. He's not a quarterback. He's a running back, all right?
Yeah.
Might even be a fullback, all right? Let him run over people. Let Josh Allen run over people. Refs need to get the whistle out of their damn mouth and let Josh Allen be the bulldozer that he is, all right? And now I've sidetracked myself. But anyway, Jalen Ramsey is going to get truck sticked just like those two Miami Dolphins got truck sticked. Like those two Miami Dolphins players, like I don't even know the names of them. I didn't pay attention to who they were. But if it's a big name star like Jalen Ramsey, and
Kyle Van Noy, like everybody.
Oh, that was Kyle Van Noy?
Well, yeah, it was Kyle Van Noy. But everybody wants to see like Jalen get trucked.
Yeah.
But I think we're missing something, and I think it was Joe Miller on Twitter. So if you're not following Joe Miller on Twitter, y'all need to. But I think Joe mentioned on Twitter like Jalen's got that don't have to tackle anymore money. So I don't think we'll see Jalen come up and try to make a tackle. I think we'll see more of Jalen getting burned. So I think that's what we're going to look for, right?
Okay.
But he's just not going to tackle. He's making too much
that's
money.
True. He does have that. You're right about that. You're right about that. But I think, what if Josh Allen just keeps running at him?
What if he sneaks him out? Comes
like intentionally just run. See, we've seen the Josh Allen hurdle over Anthony Barr. We've seen the Josh Allen truck, against the Dolphins last week. We've seen the Josh Allen 4th and 1, fumble it, pick up the ball against the Cowboys, dive forward, get stopped, then spin away and get the first down against the Cowboys last year. We haven't seen like a absolutely nasty Josh Allen stiff arm yet. I don't think we've seen that yet. We've seen some Josh Allen stiff arms, but I want to see a stiff arm where it's like Dawson Knox against those Bengals players. I want to see one that looks like that. That's what should happen this week against Jalen Ramsey.
I'm just imagining Josh Allen going around the side of the offensive line, right? And just running down the field, right? And he's about to score. This is a 75-yarder. He's taking off running. No one's catching him, right? But he stops. And he runs across the field like it's Madden, and he finds Jalen, and he just takes his big giant hand on that face mask and just whoosh. And I just see, and then no one touches him because they're so impressed that he was that dumb to cross the field like that to go and find Jalen, right? They just let him score, and that's how the game is going to end.
And that's exactly what I mean, Casey, about seeking out a body. Like I don't care if he's not even in your way. If he's on the sideline, you're gonna tackle Jalen Ramsey. Like I don't care, man. Like that would be awesome. Just make it happen, Josh Allen. All right. There's some things that are bigger than the scoreboard, and if you can,
this is bigger than sports.
Bigger than sports. Just absolutely obliterate Jalen Ramsey. And listen, I don't want Jalen Ramsey to get hurt. We want everyone to stay healthy on the field. I just want Josh Allen to impose his will on Jalen Ramsey to feel that hurt.
We want Jalen to mentally be hurt. Like I want his ego to take a hit because he doesn't play for Florida State anymore. He doesn't, right?
Yeah.
He's not back there. So I'm okay if his ego takes a little bit of a bruising this week.
Yeah, I would agree. I think we got to talk about. I want to backtrack a little bit because one point I wanted to make a mention of. We're gonna turn it back. We're gonna turn it back because one thing I couldn't get out of my head this week was the power outage in Miami and what plays we missed because of the power outage. And we missed the Josh Allen touchdown to Stefan Diggs, although we did kind of see replays of it on social media. So that was a shame not to see live. I wish we could have seen that, man. Like that's the fact that Miami had a like what happened? How do you lose power in an NFL stadium? I don't understand. I don't understand how that happens. Where are your backup generators?
You're absolutely correct. And all joking aside, in all seriousness, Bills Mafia was so excited for Stefan Diggs to become a part of this culture, right? They were so excited for that. And they've just been craving to see that touchdown. and it was stripped. It was taken away from us. And like, that's upsetting, right?
It is upsetting. It's genuinely upsetting. Yeah.
I watch NFL Sunday Ticket. You know, I mentioned I'm not in the New York area. I have to have NFL Sunday Ticket, and I'm watching on my phone like I do, right? Because that's the agreement, right? And it said we're having some technical difficulties. We're going to take you to the Denver game.
Yeah.
And I was mad, right? I was extremely furious because it's not like I can find that anywhere else but on that outlet, right? And I pay a lot of money to just watch the Bills games. So yeah, it was messed up. And you're right. I don't know how. I think Manny put it up here that the CVS van probably had a extra generator, but I don't know how you lose. Was it a bad storm? Because I think Fanatics
was a storm. Yeah,
that it was sunny or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was raining. You kind of saw it before it cut out. It was raining there, and obviously we had the thunderstorms hit later. But yeah, it's so crazy to me. Like someone tweeted out, like, you know, like apparently Florida's like a third world country now. Like, what's going on? We can't have power at the games.
That's
you're
a true
right.
statement.
A lot of people paid good money to have their NFL Sunday ticket, and it was stripped away from them. And not only was it, we missed a huge touchdown, the first touchdown of Stefan Diggs' career as a Buffalo Bill, and that's extremely upsetting. Like, come on, like I think everyone's blood pressure rose heavily during that period because I think a lot of people were just freaking out. I know I was freaking out. All of Buffalo Fanatics was freaking out in our Twitter groups. Man, everyone was like code red. What do we do? I don't know what to do. I'm curious if heart attacks rose among Bills Mafia during that period because
I
was scary.
Mad. I was just angry.
I was mad. Yeah, I was mad.
I have the group muted because I'm watching on my phone. So if it's delayed, I don't want to see someone's got a touchdown. It's like, all right, well, cool, just ruin the game for me, right? So I've got like 16 group messages muted, but I was mad. I literally put my phone down and walked away. Like I just walked away from my phone. There's no point in having it.
Yeah, it was just frustrating. And one thing, so the one play that I don't think anyone has seen that wasn't at the stadium was the Dawson Knox catch and fumble. And I remember later that night, I was trying to scour the internet to see if someone had posted a video of the Dawson Knox catch and fumble because apparently he caught it, he had a deep completion or something. He picked up like 35 yards or something, and then he fumbled the ball. But I don't have any visual evidence to say that actually happened.
I watched it. I found it, and I watched it, and it looked like it was a catch and run, right? And it looked like the concussion is what caused the fumble. So for some people, that was great that was a great play by Dawson until the end. And that's what I'm thinking. I only watched one time. So if everybody else, right, is watching this and like, read him and weep, you're an idiot. Casey, you're an idiot, right? I honestly think it was the concussion that caused him to have that fumble. So I wouldn't worry too much about his fumbling issues.
Yeah. And it's weird because I literally scoured the internet. Like I couldn't find it anywhere. I searched for about 20 minutes on my laptop later that night. And I was like, I just wanted to see the play because it was funny. I was watching the NFL highlight video through the game. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the first quarter, the next thing is there's a big message on the video screen. And it's like the NFL experienced a power outage during this game. And we couldn't receive footage between 3 minutes left in the first quarter and 7 minutes left in the second quarter. And I'm like, well, all right, I guess I can't find it. And then I was looking for third party videos and I was like, I can't find anything. So, but it's almost like back in the days before, like when there was radio of baseball games. And that's how people figured out the baseball scores. They're literally just listening to the radio.
Just gathered around, kids.
Just gather around, listen to the radio. Like I feel like this was olden times. Like the only thing I can rely on here is Warco Red 01's comment about how it was a great play by Dawson. I'll take your word for it because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I'll take your word for it. That's as good as it gets, apparently.
What about there's another big play that we missed that I thought you're about to mention, but did you know that Isaiah McKenzie caught like a 46-yarder from Josh Allen?
Yeah, that one too. I saw that like a replay of that.
I saw the all 22, but I want to see a different angle. So I didn't really well, it was a catch and run, right? Was it a short
Yeah.
slant or what happened there?
He went up the middle deep. I think it might have been a crossing route deep. You know, the Bills went crazy with crossing routes last week.
You got to.
It might have been a crossing route, but he caught it in the middle of the field, and he made some nice moves after the catch. I remember seeing, he juked a couple guys. So that was pretty sick. Would have loved to see it live, but Miami had other plans.
Yeah, it is what it is. Hey, is Dave Baylor is asking, is Edmonds back? Do we know if Edmonds is back?
Last I heard, they're listed as both questionable game time decisions.
It might be game time decisions, yeah. See,
I believe they're going to be game time decisions. Both are listed as questionable. Milano and Edmonds are both questionable. I'm not an insider. I know I'm not in the phone lines of Sean McDermott and Brandon Bean. So, I mean, the best I can tell you is, they rested up this week. I think they were both limited in practice. I don't think they were completely out this week in practice. So I have hope.
I'm the host of a gambling podcast and a fantasy football podcast. Okay. And my favorite thing to say is if I was a betting man, right? Because I am a betting man, right? So let's play a game. If I was a betting man, do you bet that they would play Sunday?
I mean, I think without those two, I think if neither of them start tomorrow, unfortunately I hate to say it, I think we lose the game. I really think they're just so key to our defense. I don't think we can afford to face a really good Rams team without either of those guys in the middle of the defense. I just don't think they can. So I think if there's a I don't know. If you think they can go, I think they're gonna play tomorrow.
Yeah.
Play on Sunday. But if there's any doubt, you gotta be safe. I would bet that they play, considering they've been out 2 weeks now. Both of them, they're dealing with different injuries. Edmonds with a shoulder, Milano with a hamstring. But Milano, I think, was a full participant according to Spin 0481 on Friday. So I hope he plays, and Edmonds is big too. I think we'll both see him out there, though. I bet we both see him out there.
I think we see Milano play. I don't think we see Edmonds play, right? And if it was last week, I think it would be different. But this week, everybody thought Edmonds was ahead of Milano, right? But it came out Edmonds was in the red non-contact jersey, and then Milano has been, he hasn't been in that red non-contact jersey. So I think he plays. If I was a betting man, that's who I would bet. And that's probably why they're bringing up Deion Lacey. Or maybe they both play and they bring up Lacey just to have him as a precautionary, just in case they need a breather or if they need to come out and they have to play him. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, as good as Tyrell Dodson was good last week. He was pretty good. He made some pretty incredible plays. But as good as Tyrell Dodson is, he's not Matt Milano or Tremaine Edmonds. Like that's just what it comes down to. And we obviously got burned last week with Mike Gesicki over the middle. So I would be concerned about Tyler Higbee, the tight end for the Rams, gashing us over the middle of the field if either one of those guys is out, Milano or Edmonds, or if both are out. I'd be concerned there. Let's talk about what do you want to talk about next year? Keep calling me Jeremy, man.
You call me Jeremy.
I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
I'm like that new girl, right? And you slip up and call me the wrong name.
Casey.
For those wondering, Jeremy is getting married today. So go ahead and smash that like button to show your support for Jeremy. I'm sure he would much appreciate that. But I don't know, man. We gotta get some grades here soon.
Oh yeah. I think we got to do it. It was in our thumbnail for YouTube and Facebook. I think we got to get to some BFF player ratings. A lot of you guys have heard of Pro Football Focus, small company, organization. They like to do player grades for NFL players. Yep. And I've noticed a lot of people are upset about them, Casey. A lot of people in Bills Mafia don't really like this PFF site. So we took the liberty of deciding to create our own analytics site called BFF, Buffalo Fanatics Focus, where we hand out player ratings. And I have a couple player ratings I want to get to. And I'll start with Josh Allen. Our BFF player rating on Josh Allen is a 97.3 for that. That's my player ranking for BFFF. And so I'm gonna explain how this BFF ranking works, because a lot of people are hearing 97.3 and you don't know where that number comes from. This is a very analytical ranking. It gets down to the nitty gritty of the game of football. I will explain how this works. It's a cumulative list of point values. So I gave Josh Allen 50 points for massive balls on the field in week 2. He had massive balls. He wasn't afraid to throw the long ball. He wasn't afraid to run. He just did everything out there to prove he had massive balls. So that's 50 points right there. Another 40 points goes into the previously mentioned rock star celebration on the John Brown touchdown. That was pretty sick. He was pretty hyped about that. It was well executed. He was so fired up. He was screaming in Miami.
It looked like he practiced it in the mirror the night before, which I respect, right?
Which I respect. You got to practice like that. You got to practice your celebrations. Celebrations are not valued enough in the NFL. That's why he was able to good. So that's up to 90 points right there. So with the 50 points for the massive balls and the 40 points for the Rockstar celebration. And I gave him another 7.3 points for his kick-ass mustache, because he's rocking that thing and he doesn't care.
He is doing a good job with it. I won't lie to you. He's actually doing a pretty good job with it.
Yeah, I think he's doing a great job with it, man. Like, I can't grow a mustache, so I have a lot of respect for anyone who can. Like Casey over here.
I'm thinking about just shaving everything but somebody else in the NFL has that, and I'm not trying to be like him after his performance against the Dolphins, but
yeah. Someone in the comments says Sam Darnold is a 42, a 42.069. That's 420.69 for those of you keeping track at home. That's it's a pretty funny joke there. And I think those points go into, let's try that. That is our player grade on Sam Darnold, and 20 points are for the, rehabilitating from mono. That you got to give him some points for that, some props for that. It's a serious disease. It's a serious disease. A lot of people have died from mono. So yeah, that's tough. He made it out of mono land. And let's see, another 22 points are for what are we going to be for? How about, I don't know, just the courage to go out there in a Jets uniform, just the courage. The courage itself to walk on the field in the green and white. That's 22 points right there. And then the .069 is for just being in the same draft class as Josh Allen. To just be associated with a great quarterback like Josh Allen. Little touch right there. Little touch.
No, I like Darnold. Like I do. I do like him. In fact, somebody brought it up today that the Jets should bench him for Joe Flacco, and I'm like, he's not the issue, right? Can we all agree that he's not the issue for the Jets right now?
That's fair.
It's not him, right?
He's not the issue, man. He's really not the issue.
That's what sucks, because you've got him there, and you want to see this competition between him and Josh for like years down the road. But he's not the issue. And if they do bench him for Joe Flacco, like trade him, get him out of New Jersey, because that's bad. That's real bad.
Oh my God. I can't imagine. He's not the problem. And I've talked about this with Jeremy so many times, but it's like, you see Josh Allen on the other side, your best friend, Josh Allen, because Sam Darnold and Josh Allen are very good friends. And you see the amazing organization that has raised Josh Allen up and put him at his highest heights. And then, as if you're Sam Darnold, you're looking around over your shoulder and you're seeing Robbie Anderson leaves, and you're seeing Adam Gase over there and just the smelling salts, and you're seeing like whoever they even have at cornerback, and you're like what did I do to deserve this? Like your best friend, it's like you're looking over over at your neighbor's lawn, and they got like a mansion, and you're over in this little shack of a house.
Why are you not marching to the front office and saying, why don't you give me some help? or trade me. Obviously, you don't want me to have a healthy career, right? And
Help the poor man out.
I would instantly point at Andrew Luck and be like, okay, I'm not saying I'm as good as Andrew Luck, but you saw what injuries did to him. It derailed his career, and he quit playing football in the middle of a great career. I could do that as well. Like, that might happen to me if you don't fix this offensive line, if you don't do something to get me help. I don't know. I would just march. I'd be mad. And I bet him and Josh stay up at night texting, right?
Yeah.
Right? And Sam's like, I wish I had everything that you had. And Josh is like, you can be my backup one day. And Sam's like, do you really think I'm good enough? And Josh is like, absolutely, buddy. I love you. And then Sam just sends the heart.
Oh yeah, it's brutal, man. I can't imagine. That group text must be very sad. I bet. Do you think they have a group text of all that class of quarterbacks with Baker and Rosen and Arnold in there?
I'm sure that Rosen's in that conversation, but Baker's probably not. Baker's too good for everybody, so I doubt Baker's in there.
Yeah,
but Rosen, you can imagine the text messages to Rosen. It's like, hey, dude, are you starting your job at Best Buy today? You know, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I can just imagine, but yeah, probably.
Yeah. Did you find a new job, Josh Rosen? You know, like it's not really working out for you. Are you moving on with life yet?
What new uniform are you in now?
Yeah. So what color scheme are you in again?
He just sends a picture of his nice little polo at Target or something.
Yeah. First day on the job, Best Buy, here we come.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I got another player grade here.
Let's hear it.
I got a BFF player grade for Stefan Diggs from last week. It is a 95.4. All right. 95.4. So let's break it down. The player grade for Stefan Diggs here. So I gave him 90 points for just being an alpha dog. He's clearly an alpha dog out there on the field. You could see it. And 90 points are awarded for that alpha dog nature. You know, he just runs around and he talks his talk and he grabs the ball. Like specifically, I'm thinking of alpha dog when I'm thinking of that play. Josh Allen kind of threw it up and Stefan Diggs climbed the ladder and snatched it over the Miami defensive back's hands. Like that was an alpha dog play. That's what Stefan Diggs was brought into the Bills organization to do. And he did that. So that's 90 points right out of the gate. Then another 3 points go to his swagger. Just additional 3 points for the swagger. And I'm talking about him barking on the field whenever he catches a ball. His little celebrations whenever he catches it. I know he punted the ball into the empty stands when he scored that touchdown. Although CBS didn't allow us to see it. God damn,
it wasn't the greatest punt though. It wasn't the greatest punt.
It wasn't the greatest punt.
And here's the thing, not his job. Who cares?
Not his job.
We're not expecting him to be a punter. We're not. Just got to catch balls, dude. You got to catch balls.
It might have been better. It might have been better for him that CBS didn't really show that. Weren't able to see it. Glass half full perspective on that. And I gave so that the 90 points for Alpha Dog, 3 points for the swagger. We're at 93 right now, and I gave him a total grade of 95.4. So the additional 2.4 points go to not being on the Minnesota Vikings, because that has to be amazing for him, because he's got to be watching. Once he finishes the Bills game, he's checking out what's going on in Minnesota, and he's seeing poor Kirk get sacked and throwing up ducks left and right, and just having an awful completion percentage, and thinking to himself, "Oh man, I'm glad I'm in Buffalo now." Or like, Kirk needed me.
I wonder if he I know I've been talking about texting a lot, but I wonder if he texts like Adam Thielen, and it's just a gif of Kirk Cousins saying, "You like that?" after they show highlights of what's going on in Minnesota.
Yeah. The "you like that" memes are flying left and right to Adam Thielen. Like, oh God, Kirk. I bet Stefan Diggs' ego is a little more inflated. We talk about a guy like Stefan Diggs, like, he does have a bit of an ego, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Oh shoot, man, I've had this comment up for such a long time. I don't even know how to get rid of it.
Giving them clout, it looks like.
I've just been giving them. I forgot to take it down, man. I got to be honest.
Subscribe to our podcast.
Subscribe to our podcast. Hey, smash that like if you like when I remove comments from the screen.
That's it. That's it.
What was I even talking about?
Adam Thielen, and
Adam
you
Thielen.
like that.
You like that? I bet Stefan Diggs' ego is definitely a bit more inflated after seeing what Kirk Cousins is doing in Minnesota now. Obviously, Diggs has a bit of an ego, not necessarily a bad thing, but when you're seeing your former quarterback just absolutely get sacked and is having some awful performances, I know it's only through 2 weeks. Like that's Stefan Diggs has got to go to bed at night thinking, man, they needed me all along. Like they shouldn't have traded me. They really shouldn't have traded me. That's got to be a good feeling to have, knowing that you're the guy that was the reason for success on a team or an organization. That's got to be an awesome feeling to have.
I'm just reading. I'm sorry. I just zoned out.
No, all good, man.
Because my co-host, if for those that don't know, I host a podcast called Buff City. We actually released today on Saturdays. We took over your old spot. We took over.
Yeah, you did. You took over
Saturdays.
the old spot.
So go ahead and listen to that podcast. Obviously, after you're done here on YouTube. But I was looking at my co-host Manny. He's up in here at the in the comment section, and he wrote something. And if you don't mind, go ahead and throw that up on the screen. The one where it says Zack Moss has to be the most disappointing Bill so far for me.
And really?
I saw that and I did a double take. Right. That was the look that I had. That's why I zoned out, guys. It wasn't
Manny.
My crappy internet connection.
So let's address that right now.
Let's address it. Manny,
let's address that. I'll start with you. Casey, you start since you noticed it.
Manny, I love you. Right. You're an awesome guy. We're starting to build this great, friendship. And I know where you're coming from. So what Manny means is that Zack Moss had so much hype coming into the season. Bills Mafia hyped him up coming into the season that he hasn't produced in the first 2 weeks. That's why Manny is disappointed, because he's trying to live up to the hype that Bills Mafia gave him, and he hasn't done that yet. But on the flip side, he is a rookie. There was another comment in the comment section that said he is a rookie. He's still getting acclimated to the offense, to the NFL lifestyle, and all that good stuff. And that's correct. But I wouldn't say he is a disappointment, and that's not what Manny is saying. He's saying he's just a disappointment so far. You see that, Manny? Right? I got you. I got your back right here.
Yeah. Here's what I take away from this. I think Zack Moss is a victim of being a third-round draft pick this year in a year when last year we selected a third-round running back in Devin Singletary. Mm-hmm. I think everyone coming into this year said to themselves, okay, Devin Singletary was a third-round running back last year. Look what Devin Singletary did for us last year. Look at how awesome he was. That means that Zack Moss, the guy we drafted in the third round this year, he's got to be just as good, if not better than Devin Singletary, which is not the way you should be thinking about this. We got lucky with Devin Singletary, and credit to Brandon Beane. He had that's a huge selection, and it worked out tremendously for the Buffalo Bills and Devin Singletary. But we can't play this game of like, oh, because a running back that was selected in the third round was successful last year, that means this year that another running back, another rookie back in the third round is going to be super successful. That's just not how it works. So I kind of feel for Zack Moss in that regard, because I think some expectations were put on his shoulders that he didn't necessarily, deserve. But
there's also a learning curve. There's a
learning curve with the NFL, and this is a COVID shortened off season. So like, if there's going to be a learning curve in a huge learning curve in a COVID shortened off season, you're probably not going to get. That's a huge learning curve. The fact that you're not in the building as often, and you can't pick it up as fast.
Do you remember a couple of years ago when Green Bay lost like the first 4 games, and Aaron Rodgers came out and he said, "I've got a word I'm going to spell for you," and he spelled relax, and he was like, "Relax, Bills Mafia, relax." Right? Zack Moss is going to be okay. Right? He's going to get there. Moss's running IQ doesn't seem too far as Motors was last year. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Listen, I don't think he's had enough carries yet. It's only been 2 games, and what have we been focusing on the past 2 games? It's been the aerial attack. Mm-hmm. It's a different offense from last year. We're throwing the ball a lot more than we're running the ball, and we're not used to that. So I really don't think Zack Moss has had enough carries where we can make this definitive judgment about him just yet.
He's only getting 10 attempts a game. and both running backs are. And if we're going to be disappointed in anything, I'm more disappointed, and I use that word loosely because I'm not actually disappointed, but I'm more disappointed in just the run game as a whole. We're ranked 22nd right now in the league, but we haven't had to run it because Josh Allen is throwing the ball. But now Steve Mathis, old Judge Mathis, he expects Josh Allen to be throwing the ball a lot of times throughout the game, right? I don't expect that, right? I expect it to be, getting into the run game and having it balanced out. But 10 attempts and 10 attempts, so 20 attempts for both running backs, and then Josh Allen throwing it for, 35 to 40 times a game, I don't see that more of a balanced attack, right? So I'm more disappointed in just the run game not getting up to a faster start, which some of these games have been schemes. So I get it, right? I get it, but maybe we'll see that against the Rams. They'll have to go to the outside, get away from AD, but maybe we'll see it against the Rams.
For me, I don't even think you can make any judgment at all about the Bills running backs solely on week 1. I don't think you can say anything about Devin Singletary or Zack Moss against the Jets, because quite frankly, when they ran the ball, they had no chance from the beginning. Because, the Jets defensive line was blowing that up right away. Mm-hmm. And you can't pin that on the running backs. So think about that. If that game is out the window, we're only judging Zack Moss and Devin Singletary off of week 2 now. That's only one game. And that's a game where Josh Allen threw the ball more times than he has in his life, or with the Bills at least. So listen, sample size is huge. We've only had one real game where we've seen Zack Moss play. I know I'm just counting out the Jets game because Quinnen Williams and the Jets defensive line blew that up right away. So I think we got to be patient, Manny. Be patient.
Just be patient. Relax.
That's what we need. We need Zack Moss to get in front of the podium and say, guys, RELAX. And then, I don't. Can you imagine if he did that? Like, bro, you're a rotation running back.
Hey, you're a third round pick.
Do you think you're Aaron Rodgers right now? You're not the leader of this team, man.
I love it. Don't start him on your fantasy team. Start Singletary for now.
Yeah, just be patient, guys. I swear. He's got the home run speed. We saw it at Utah in the highlights that I watched, at least, because I don't watch
he was
all
also
the Utah games.
At Utah, the division that Utah is in. What are they in? Like the Big Ten. Something like that.
Pac-12.
Pac-12. The Pac-12 does not have a defense, right?
Yeah.
The dude is seeing a legit defense for the first time in probably his whole career, right? So you're gonna have to relax on that one.
Yeah. So don't start Moss this week because he's out. So this is, if you have Devin Singletary on your roster like I do, start Devin Singletary.
That's what I'm talking about.
Which I don't like Moss being out, but for my fantasy purposes, I should benefit from that if Devin Singletary is going to be getting the majority of the carries.
We have a lot of injuries. Does that concern you a little bit? I know it's early this year. We didn't have preseason, but a lot of injuries, and we do the next 4 games is a tough stretch of games. Is that concerning to you, or is it more of veteran rest days and stuff like that?
I'm going to look at the glass half full with this, because if you look around the league, everybody has injuries, and a lot of teams have injuries to their star players that are much more impactful to those teams than they are to us. Tremaine Edmonds and obviously Matt Milano are 2 huge parts of our defense, but they're going to be back soon, and it's nothing like having Saquon Barkley tear his ACL and he's out for the year for the Giants. It's not season ending, and he's also not like our franchise quarterback. It's not like Josh Allen is out, with a torn ACL for the end of the year, knock on wood.
Say things like that.
I can't say that. I cannot say that. I cannot say that.
My goodness. Y'all smash the like button real quick for good luck. Smash the like button
for good luck.
Good luck real quick. And let us know in the comments if it's a concern for you that they are out or people are out and injured on our team.
Yeah. Sorry, my roommates are making a little noise right now, but
ask them to smash the like button real quick.
Yeah, hey, smash the like button for the Buffalo Fanatics. Hey, I want to get back to this comment. You're talking about injuries. If Matt Milano or Tremaine Edmonds can't go tomorrow, Tyler Higbee, tight end for the Rams, is going to be a headache. That's going to be a name to keep an eye on.
Start him on your fantasy team.
Shout out to Creasby S. That's a pretty dope name. Yeah, watch out for Tyler Higbee. I'm genuinely concerned. And I remember Steve Mathis at the beginning of the year was saying that, his biggest concern in terms of depth on our roster, the Bills have a lot of depth, but the biggest position to be concerned about with depth is our linebackers. And obviously, unfortunately for us, the biggest injuries we're suffering are at the linebacker position right now.
We are the anti-Steelers. The Steelers draft good quality linebackers like every year. Like they have like Hall of Fame linebackers they'll just randomly draft, right? And the Bills, like we have had no luck at linebackers right now. So besides Edmonds, don't get me wrong, besides Edmonds, but after that, it's like and Milano, obviously, but depth is a big issue right there.
Yeah, Higbee over the middle. Higbee over the middle is going to be something to keep an eye on because, Mike Gesicki went off last week. Mike Gesicki looked like Gronkowski in his prime last week. I mean, he was amazing. Like, talking about fantasy, sign that guy to your fantasy team. Like, holy crap. But yeah, I think that obviously those are the two biggest injuries. And you look around the other positions, Zack Moss is out. I don't think that should be a huge deal. I think Devin Singletary will be fine.
Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley, is he dealing with what's he dealing with?
Yeah, he's got a little thumb action. Got a little thumb action. Yeah, it's hard enough. Now, of course, I've been busy all day long, right? We've talked about this, me and you, but I've been busy, so I haven't been on Twitter, I haven't been on the internet or anything like that. So I don't know if he is questionable or anything like that. But I do know that he was dealing with a thumb injury. And last I saw, I think it was yesterday, he caught a pass, wasn't satisfied with it, obviously in some pain, and he threw the ball, right? So that is someone I would be not concerned with, but I would watch for, especially when it comes to fantasy, because at that point, we're looking at Gabe Davis, right? So Gabe Davis is a flex if Cole Beasley cannot go. If you do have them on your roster, obviously.
Yeah. I think we got to talk about Aaron Donald. We haven't really talked about Aaron Donald yet.
I can't pronounce his name, so I've been calling him AD. So
you can't say Aaron Donald.
It is Aaron Don. I can't Donald. Like it takes like every bit of my brain. I don't know.
Is that your like, Southern drawl? What's going on there?
It's gotta be because you should hear me say Shar and Ar. It's the funniest thing in the world. And my wife said last night, she was like, just wait until everybody hears you say Peller. So. No, I can't say Aaron Donald. It takes literally every bit because I want to put an R in that name. I want to.
Like Sam Darnold. That's
it right there, Manny.
Sam Darnold.
Okay, that's what I want to say. So on the podcast, I've just been calling him like AD. He's like
Aaron Darnold. AD. Anthony Davis. Aaron Donald.
Yeah, the brow.
Dude, he's gonna give me headaches. He's a beast. He's one of the best players in the NFL of all time, honestly. Are we going to be able to get any sort of runs up the middle with Singletary with AD?
No, we're not. Right. We're going to have to attack to the edge. We're going to have to attack to the edge. So look for Singletary really do. I'm thinking screen games. I'm honestly thinking screen games because you're wanting to slow down that pass rush, which the pass rush is AD, right? So you're going to have to slow that down. I'm thinking a lot of screen games this week, but I don't know. We'll have to see. But you are not going to stop you're just not going to stop him, right? He is too big. Quit laughing, dude. I cannot say his name. You're dying over there. But you're not going to be able to stop him. He's just too much of a machine. It's going to get clipped. I just know it is.
I'm laughing also at this guy in the comments. Trolling me. This guy trolling me. This Brady fan. Brady is the GOAT. Like we got a Tom Brady fan in here. Dr. Jedi Spartan. Shout out to that name. God, we got to troll. We got to troll, guys. Everyone go. Be nice to Dr. Jedi Spartan, but confront him. See what's up with Dr. Jedi Spartan, because I don't like what I'm seeing out of this guy in the comments.
Oh, snap. Don't do that. There we go. Sorry. I don't know what's going on, man. My internet is messing up today, and there's literally no one on it but me. So me and Judge had this conversation. You keep spitting out and all that good stuff.
Yeah. I agree with Curves here. Brady is bad. That's something we can all get behind. Manny, Donald. Donald is that's how you pronounce it, man. That's how it's gonna happen.
Manny. I appreciate you.
Here's how about we get to listen, this is a tough subject for me because I've been on the Levi Wallace train since day one, and I love him. I am a huge Levi Wallace fan.
Let me hear your BFF grades for Levi Wallace.
Oh my god, my BFF grade for Levi Wallace, I'm gonna give him a 60.25, and I give 50 points for heart because he has heart. The kid has heart, all right? He was an undrafted free agent. He rose up the ranks. He's trying his best out there. He put on 10 pounds of muscle this offseason to try to fight and press coverage against those bigger wide receivers. But man, it didn't work last week, man. He just got absolutely exposed, and it pains me to say it because this guy's story is awesome. He seems like just a humble guy, grinder, a Gruden grinder, day in and day out, working his ass off. I love him, but he just wasn't good yet last week, and I got to admit, I got to come clean. He wasn't good, and he might not be the answer at cornerback 2 for us. He might not be the answer, and that's tough for me to say. That's tough for me to say.
Person, a true, I hate to put labels, I hate to say a man, but it takes a true test of character, right? We'll say that, to come out and to say I was wrong, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Max.
Not everybody can do that.
And they can't, right? So your character through the roof, right? Through the roof. But
what's my BFF grade?
I'm going to give you 25 points for just hair. So go ahead and put in 25 points. So I'm taking the hair, right? So 25 points for hair. Your character, right? That's going to give you about 50, right? Because look, you're either raised with a good character or you're not, right? And it just shows a lot about how you are as a person. So 50% there as a character. Humor's got to be there as well. So we'll go ahead and give humor's high on me. If I was dating someone, humor is obviously what I'm going to look for. So I'll give you, let's say another 25 there. So I think I've run out. I'm not good at math, but I think
I think that's 100.
I think it's 100. Right?
I think it's 100, man. Thanks, bro.
we can go above that. We can give you a 0.25 just for being here. 0.25, 100.25. The first ever in history of BFF.
Wow. BFF.
BFFF.
Wow. BFFFFFF. Yeah, Levi Wallace though.
But here's the thing on Levi, like he was targeted and he was going to be, right?
Yes.
But
yeah.
It was making some throws, dude. Yeah. Like he was dialing, and some of it, like he couldn't help, right? Mm-hmm. They were going to get caught, regardless of who was on it. Yeah. There was another play where he tripped up. He collided with, I think, Dodson on a play, and it threw him back a few steps, and that was a catch, right? So there's a couple of plays, if you go back and you watch it, where it wasn't entirely his fault. Yeah. Now, there were a lot of plays where it was entirely his fault, right?
And also, it was a perfect storm, really, because it was both Fitzmagic was balling out, being incredible. Mm-hmm. Levi Wallace wasn't playing his best, and Mike Gesicki was just being a monster. Like he was just trying to be Gronk in his prime. Like that's the performance he had. He had a one-handed snag over the middle where it looked like the ball literally stuck to his fingertips. So it was really just a perfect storm against Wallace. And the Wallace haters are coming out in full force. And I can't blame him because he didn't look good. He didn't look good. And,
support your man.
I'm wrong. Hey, listen, I know when to admit when I'm wrong. Some people can't do that. You know who can't do that? PFF. Sam Monson, PFF Brad, all those those pencil pushing nerds over at PFF. They can't admit when they're wrong. So their BFF analyst ratings are real down here because they have low character because they can't admit when they're wrong.
They should probably lift more weights and get out of the library.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Nerds.
Also, it's like it is pretty. Yeah, nerds.
Nerds.
They're evaluating guys on their football performances when they've the last actual real world football experience that they've had has probably been like, middle school, junior high, if ever, for these guys. Like I I'm evaluating these football players too, and I can't pretend that I'm a football player, but I don't act like I know everything. Like I really don't. I know nothing. I know nothing. I'm just like a fan. I'm just like you, Casey. I don't know
Just a
anything.
fan. Just an average fan. Not that smart. Just an average fan.
Oh no, Manny. I like PFF.
I was hoping more people would comment, so we didn't see that. And yes, you can find Manny every Saturday on Buff City Podcast.
Oh,
I gotta
my goodness.
Manny, we might
Buff
just
City.
lose. We might just lose listeners because
Go
of that.
listen to Buff City Podcast. Yeah, I'm taking that comment down, Manny. I'm sorry. You can't like PFF. Buffalo Fanatics literally came out with a shirt, Buffalo versus PFF. So that gives me a perfect opportunity to shout out bffanshop.com. Get all your best Buffalo Fanatics merch at bffanshop.com. We got hoodies, we got t-shirts, we got beanies, we got everything you can imagine with all the coolest, latest Bills designs. The latest one, you just heard me mention it, the Buffalo versus everybody, except instead of everybody, it's Buffalo versus PFF because PFF is trash and you know it. So go over there, and because you're listening to Bills Overdue, you get 10% off promo code. Use code Bills Overdue. That's Bills Overdue. Oh, actually, you know what? This is wrong. This is wrong. This is a wrong graphic. This is a typo. The promo code is actually just overdue. So pay attention. It's just overdue. OVERDUE. That's just the promo code. I'm going to have to go fix that later. Sorry about that. Misinformation. I'm sorry. It's running rampant during this show. I'm sorry about that.
See, now, Max, check this out.
Yeah.
We were talking about Levi, and we were at his defense for a little bit. There's been a couple people, like Truth to Hearts is saying Levi does his job. He just had a bad day. James Parsons came in here, and he said, Fitz was making good throws. It's a combination of good throws and good catches. And you're right. You're right. I still think Levi has the chance to continue to get better and to turn into that number 2. It was a rough day, and you're going to have those. What did Trey White say? If you play cornerback in the NFL, you're going to get beat or something like that. Even the greatest cornerbacks get beat. True. It just happens. It's okay. I wouldn't worry.
This week is going to be a test. If Levi Wallace has a bounce back game, I'm not going to be worried. I'm not going to overreact. Levi Wallace isn't trash yet, but I am a little worried. I think you got to be just a little worried about Levi Wallace. A little bit. If he has another bad performance, that worry grows. But if he bounces back against the Rams, I think we're fine.
He wouldn't be starting. I think the coaching staff has earned our trust that much that they're not going to put an absolute liability out there. They're not going to put Sunshine from Remember the Titans out there, right? Absolute liability, but yeah.
I want to address this comment by Thomas Camp because I think this is a great idea. Can we have 73,000 blow up dolls at the stadium to root for the Bills? I think that'd be interesting. Can we just get like 73,000 sex dolls in the seats?
I'm here for it. I mean, they make them very realistic now. I mean,
what a hilarious visual.
Just go ahead and put a jersey on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Clothe them. This is for TV. Like sex dolls, but just put a Bills jersey over them. Bunch of different jerseys. That couldn't cost it. That cost a lot of money, but and a lot of manpower. But I think it's possible, and I think Bills Mafia would greatly appreciate it. Think about the buzz that would cause around the NFL seeing that. It's
definitely plausible.
I think also one thing. That leads me to another thing that the Bills Mafia is going to do this Sunday. I don't know if you saw this, Casey, but some Bills fans got together and they raised enough money to have a plane fly over the stadium with a banner that reads "Together or Apart" in all caps, "Together or Apart," #Bills Mafia loves you, as like a message to the players before the game tomorrow. And I think that's going to start flying over 2 hours before kickoff. So at 11 a.m. Eastern, you'll start seeing the plane going back and forth over the stadium. Shout out that guy that was able to crowdsource and raise that much money. I think a bunch of Bills fans pitched money, and there's a plane flying over the stadium. That's pretty neat. Like, that's no awesome. Fans. That's awesome.
The players are going to love that. They honestly are. That's going to mean the world to them because the reason why they play outside of the millions of dollars that they get is just for the love of the game. And fans really, really, when you got that support, like that means the world to them. So they're going to love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And that's why
They're
I
gonna
love
love
Bill's
that.
Mafia. That's why I love Bill's Mafia.
It's great. It's great. It's like just the fact that everyone was able to come together for that. The players are going to see that on Sunday, look up and say, like, my God, like literally fans aren't in the stadium. Fans aren't in the stadium, but literally these guys raise enough money to have a plane fly over the stadium to show their support. Like, that's awesome, man. We got Rico in the house. Rico says, "What's up, gentlemen?" Rico, the face of Buffalo Fanatics. Awesome to have Rico in the house. Bing, bingity, bing. Rico in the house. This is awesome. We've reached the hour mark. So I want to open up to a Q&A in the comment sections. I want you guys to type us some comments and we can answer it. We normally go about an hour and a half on here for Casey. Once again, this is Casey by my side here, not Jeremy. And a lot of you guys are used to seeing Jeremy, but Jeremy actually, he's getting married today.
He's getting
That's
married.
why he couldn't be here. He decided to put his marriage before bills overdue, and I can't blame him because I would do the same thing, you know. But I don't know why I said that, but
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
weird flex, but okay.
yeah.
Go ahead.
But
Go
yeah,
ahead. Smash
special
that
day
like
for
button.
Jeremy. Smash that like. Smash that like. I don't know what her name is, Dr. Jedi Spartan. I really don't know her name. Jeremy doesn't really loop me into his life too much. He's out on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. But we're good friends.
Why would we tell just a random stranger that doesn't have a profile picture?
Yeah,
and his name is
also,
Dr.
yeah,
Jedi?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, Dr. Jedi, you're acting a little sus in the chat. Not gonna lie, man. He's also the Patriots fan troll.
what's your name?
Yeah. What is your name, Dr. Jedi
Yeah,
Spartan?
what's your real name?
I want to. Talk to me. This is a good question. Tom Dinder said, "Did the Bills billboard go up in New England yet? The one we won by being the best fans in the NFL." So I believe what Tom's referencing here is Fox NFL on Twitter did a poll they did like a voting between all the fan bases in the NFL, and the Bills won it, of course, because we're Bills Mafia, the best fans in the NFL. So it makes sense. And Fox NFL promised to put up a billboard in Foxborough stating that Bills Mafia are the best fans in the NFL. So if someone in the comments knows the answer to that question, because I don't know, I haven't seen pictures online of it in Foxborough.
I don't know.
I'd love to know if that's up yet. Maybe that'll go up when we play the Patriots in Foxborough. That should probably be it. That should be the week to do it, to put it up then.
I was hoping it would go to like New Jersey because they would hate that. Like
yeah,
like New England, they don't care. New England's like, all right, cool. Well, I've won like 50 billion Super Bowls. Like that doesn't hurt me at all, right? But New Jersey, on the other hand, they would get upset.
Yeah, see, I a lot of people had that take, and that's kind of interesting to me because, like, I grew up in New England. I grew up in New England. I grew up in northeastern Connecticut, so I grew up around Patriots fans, and I despise them. So I guess I'm a little biased because I did want it to go up in Foxborough, and I know they got all the banners, and they probably look at that and they brush it off like we got 6 championships, and rightfully so. They do have 6 championships. But I still want it. I knew it would still get under their skin if we had a billboard up in Foxborough. It'll still get under their skin because they're pretentious. And, I'm friends with Patriots fans. I came clean on that. I'm friends with Patriots fans. I'm sorry, Bills Mafia.
That's fair.
Some of them are decent people. But I'm friends with some Patriots fans. And the ones I'm friends with, like, I know it'll get under their skin. I know if they see that billboard, it'll get under their skin. And Jersey, I think it would definitely get under Jets fans' skin. And they'd be pissed off. But it makes me happier to piss off Patriots fans more than it does to piss off Jets fans.
I feel
How
that.
do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm down here in the South. So like,
yeah.
Don't get me to like, I don't know, but online, New Jersey more than New England. But I get it. I get where you come from. I'm picking up what you're dropping down. I'm putting it in my bag, stowing it away, carrying it, going on a hike. I get you.
Yeah. I want to bring up Apex's comment here. If I don't know what HW is. I think it's he. I think it's just a he. If he wasn't getting beat all year, we wouldn't have grabbed Norman and got Gaines back. Levi was the liability all season. If you deny that, you are delusional. Listen, I think Levi had some good games last year. He had some good games. And, honestly, I think he got exposed at times. That's definitely true. He got exposed at times. But overall, I don't think he did a bad job at cornerback, too. I don't think he was necessarily a liability. What are your thoughts on that, Casey?
Well, my thought process is he wasn't like a first-round draft pick. He was an undrafted guy who's coming in there and is earning his job, right? What more can you ask for him, right? He was a rookie last year, right? Just correct me if I'm wrong. He was a rookie last year, right?
Yeah, rookie last year.
So he was a rookie last year. He's still learning the ropes. He's still learning.
Oh, actually, sorry, no. Third-year player.
He was a third-year player. So at this point, you kind of want to see more from him. But you're right. I mean, they went out and got Norman because, hopefully Norman and Trey White can teach him. And if not, let's go out and draft another cornerback. But I wouldn't start freaking out and yelling about Levi Wallace. I wanted them to draft a cornerback in the draft this year. Like, that was who I wanted, first round pick.
Yeah. Warcoder Warcoder 01 says Norman does become available next week if he's healthy. Yes. I believe he was placed on the IR if I'm not mistaken, and he should be back soon. So I would like to see what Norman can do out there. That's going to be interesting. Once Norman comes back,
I would too, because then we'd start to see him back in the scheme, kind of like he was in Carolina. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see what's going to happen.
Curious. So, Darnold, Sam Darnold,
hey,
Aaron Darnold.
Ain't nothing but a thing.
Yeah, we're idiots. Apparently, it was War Code Red. That would make more sense, PJ. We just can't read, man. We just can't read. I didn't say War Code Red.
The first time you did, you've mentioned him like 14 times. What are you not paying attention to your own show? Come on, this guy.
I said War Coder. I don't know. Listen. There's a lot going on here. I would hold on. Trek reviewer says I would hold on to Levi until Gilmore becomes a free agent.
Also, how often do you review Star Trek online?
Yeah, that's the question I want to. Yeah,
because for one, I appreciate you commenting, and we'll definitely answer that question. But I do have a question: how often do you review Star Trek online? Because if you review often, right, then you earn that name. But if you review like once every 6 months, at that point you're not necessarily a Trek reviewer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So answer that for us, and then
we'll answer your question right now, though. Is he looking for Stefan Gilmore?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We had our rodeo with Stefan Gilmore. It at times was good, and at times it wasn't so good. And obviously, he goes to the Patriots and kind of proves himself as a really good corner, as an elite corner, which he never did during his time in Buffalo. I'm fine. I don't think we need Gilmore because we just locked down Trey White for like a lot of years. We can't get White and Gilmore. Those are two of the best corners in the league.
You want to get younger.
I can't see that.
That's
happening.
my thing. You want to get younger. Like you want to start developing people like the Levi Wallaces, and the Dane Jacksons. Like you want to, get younger. So I don't think we'll go out for that.
Yeah.
But I'm still waiting for your comment to tell me how often you review Star Trek.
True. I want to pull up a hot take from Scott Blakely. Allen to Diggs long TD pass in first Bills series. All right, how many yards? Scott, is going to be a 60-yard touchdown? Let's do. How about how about Diggs on Ramsey, a 74-yard touchdown? Just a go route, simple, easy. Get it done. I think it'll happen. Pick on Ramsey, Josh. We'd love to see that. What are you thinking, Casey?
I'm thinking like a 47-yarder. But like, I love that. I want that to happen, and that is certainly a sizzling hot take. But I started thinking about the scheme that they run in LA, right? And it's more of you're going to get the intermediate passes. So I don't really see a long ball. I think, and Steve mentioned this on Thursday. I'm going to bring it up again, but you're going to get more of the Jets game than the Dolphins game. So, but I would say more around the 47 to 40 yarder if we saw a long bomb, and I hope we do. I really hope we do.
Oh,
they're so beautiful. They make you want to cry.
They're so pretty. They really are. It's really like I love a touchdown run, but when you see a deep ball pass for a touchdown, that's something extra. That's something
Yes, it is.
That just kind of gives you chills as a Bills fan watching Josh Allen sling it. We got another comment here from Rico. How y'all feel about the owner of PFF buying out Buffalo versus PFF shirts?
I love it. They're donating to Josh Allen's charity. And I talked to my wife about this the other day. I wish if you got into arguments with people, it was more of what charity? What's the charity of your choice? And I'm going to outbid you to your charity. I'm just going to donate money to them.
Yes.
Right? Because wouldn't it be awesome instead of you telling me how much you hate me for you to be like,
yes,
ooh, child.
Yes.
You want mental awareness? Well, you know what? I'm donating $20 right now to mental awareness. And I'd be like, you got me. Like, I just wish that we did that more. Like, I love that. That's the greatest thing. That's
the bright side of Twitter. Because a lot of us think about Twitter is this kind of this dark place sometimes where everyone he's yelling at strangers on the internet. But when it turns into something like this, the yelling at strangers on the internet turns into charity. That's awesome, man. Like the fact that that's happening and, the PFF guys are willing to donate to a Buffalo charity or a charity of Bills Mafia's choice. Like that's so freaking cool. And I'm willing to, it just shows that it's kind of, we may be serious on Twitter and we may get into our arguments, but we all recognize at the end of the day that we're all passionate about the game of football.
100%.
And we can all agree on that. And that's what's beautiful about this game. That's what's beautiful about the arguments on Twitter between PFF and Bills Mafia is that, I really hate Sam Monson and, just those PFF guys on Twitter, but the fact that they're willing to do this, that shows me a lot about those guys. So that's really cool. That's really awesome. And Bobby Ray says BFF is better than PFF. I think we've
that's fair. That's fair.
That's definitely true.
Everybody knows that.
I'm going to pitch this to you, Casey. I'm thinking about starting a Twitter handle called BFFF and using a little fake BFF logo and just start tweeting out player grades all the time. I think that would be hilarious. I think Bills Mafia would be behind that.
Just tag PFF in it.
Yeah, tag PFF all the time. Yeah. Hopefully get some good retweets and people. I think people will get on board with that.
Sure. Input on two things: the spread and on. We'll go for it. So Trek Reviewer got back to us.
Oh, really? Hold on.
Yeah. Better hurry up.
This one's
coming in.
Here we go.
It says, I am going to be starting to review Star Trek and its related merchandise early next year. I just need to save up to get some equipment. That's what I'm talking about, dude.
That's so cool, man. Awesome. That's freaking awesome. I've never met a Star Trek reviewer. That's really cool. That's unique. I love it.
Buy the equipment one at a time, man. Really, really work up, right? I mean, that's what I had to do to get into this, right? Just follow your dreams, dude. It's awesome. I love that. And what else? And then James Parson, he's had a couple of good ones. Yeah, just right above that one. What you think of the lack of Knox this year?
What you think?
So here's the thing with Knox, right? We don't necessarily need him to be like Gronk or the Gesicki or the Tyler Higbee or the Noah Fant or the Jonnu Smith. We don't need him to be that type of tight end right now, right? Because we have so many different playmakers. Just pick your poison right now, right? And I think the Knox for maybe 5 catches a game, maybe for 60 yards, maybe a touchdown sprinkled in there every now and then is probably what you're going to see. But I'm not worried about it. I do see Knox kind of coming alive in maybe year 3, year 4. I would live out his rookie contract because he does have the potential and he can become that. But I mean, I'm not worried about it. I'm more worried about, the lack of getting the run game going. But that's just me.
I'm just a little worried about it because I did draft Dawson Knox the last pick of my fantasy draft this year. But I had to drop him because he just wasn't producing through 2 weeks. But I think the deal with Knox is I think part of the lack of Knox, first I got to address this. The first part of the lack of Knox is that CBS literally couldn't bother to show his 38-yard catch and run where he fumbled. So we didn't even let's remember that Dawson Knox did make that play. He caught it and he gained a lot of yards, but unfortunately he fumbled it and got concussed. So that's unfortunate. So that's part of the lack of Knox is the fact that CBS we couldn't see it.
Yeah,
But also, our offense just doesn't run through a tight end this year. That I just don't think that's what it is. We don't have that offensive system right now. Brian Daboll has made it clear that we're going to do a lot of 3 wide receiver and 4 wide receiver sets, and we're going to throw the ball to Stefan Diggs and John Brown and Cole Beasley and sometimes Dawson Knox. But it's not going to be. This isn't going to be the Eagles' offense where they're targeting Zach Ertz and what's the other one? The other Eagles tight end.
Oh, Dallas.
Dallas Goedert. Yeah, we're not going to be targeting them all the time. I don't think Dawson Knox has been disappointing necessarily. I just don't think Brian Daboll wants to run the offense through.
That's true, and he doesn't have to. He doesn't.
And it doesn't have to because look, it's working right now. It's working. We're getting the ball deep down the field to Stefan Diggs and John Brown and Cole Beasley, and what we're doing right now is working. So I'd love to see more Dawson Knox. Mm-hmm. It's very exciting when he has the ball in his hands. Very exciting. And if we lose a playmaker, I think Brian Daboll might adjust to have Knox contribute more. But I don't think we need that right now, man. And yes, the fumbling issue. The maybe he has an issue kind of catching the easy ones we saw last year, but I like Knox and I think he's going to be a beast, and I'm not worried about him at all.
Yeah. All right, we got about 9 minutes. About 9 minutes.
A little bit of 9 minutes. Let's get maybe a couple more questions or something like that.
And don't forget to smash that like. And then we take away the comment. You can go ahead and subscribe.
Oh, my bad.
What is that? Real quick. Read the prompt. Where's that? I don't know.
What's up? I'm trying to get rid of the comment.
Oh my goodness. Go ahead and subscribe. Smash that like button. Go ahead and knock that out. But give us a couple more questions before we get on out of here in about 9 minutes.
And just another shout out to the BuffaloFanatics.com. Awesome content. We have an amazing team. Casey's a part of it. Jeremy's a part of it. We have such a big team at Buffalo Fanatics that is pumping out content 24/7. And we're in the throes of football season right now. So if you want content, I know you all want content. I know you're looking to hear what everyone's thinking about the Buffalo Bills. And we got angles coming from everywhere. We got the fantasy angle coming from you, Casey, and we got kind of gambling angles from you.
Almost daily on the fantasy.
Daily.
Sunday I'm doing a pregame. The start I'm sitting for fantasy. So make sure y'all are up here for that for me and now.
Yes.
Monday
coverage.
Monday I'm doing a I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off, Max.
No, you go.
Monday I'm doing a fantasy review of the week, what happened in the past week. And then what am I doing? Wednesday is my weekly article of what's going to happen in the following week, fantasy and review. And then Thursday, I'm going to have a gambling article where I talk about the week coming up for gambling. And then Saturday is Bills Overdue. And then we're going to start it all over again there. So it's going to be, if you want content, thebuffalofanatics.com is where you're going to find content. There's a lot of great writers up there, a ton of good writers. And then, of course, podcasts daily and YouTube shows daily. Like, we're pumping out content. It's not even ridiculous what Buffalo Fanatics
is actually insane.
Right now.
It's actually insane how much stuff we got going on. And, pregame coverage tomorrow, vidcast pregame coverage tomorrow. Go check that out starting early in the morning. I believe 7:30 a.m. if I'm right.
Yep.
Again, this week, wake up at the crack of dawn and get your daily dose of Bills football right before the big game, week 3 against the Rams. Buffalo Mafia News. He's eating some Josh's Jack right now. I believe that's a cereal, right? Is that a cereal? Cereal? Josh Allen cereal?
One would think. Make sure after this podcast, go ahead and check out Buff City. This way you're prepared for fantasy starting tomorrow. Me and Manny are on there. If you are excited about Manny's takes today on the show, he contributed a ton. I love it. Go ahead and check out Buff City. It is live right now, so you can find that at Apple and Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts.
All right, let's get to one last question or maybe 2 more questions depending on the time. Red Pill TMB says, do you guys think the running game is going to open up this week? I don't think so,
Probably
man.
not.
I don't not go. We got a guy to deal with, and his name is Aaron Donald or Aaron Darnold, as Casey likes to say, because he can't say Donald apparently.
I can't do it. No, not this week.
Not this week,
No,
unfortunately.
not this week, yeah.
Maybe on the edge if you get some pitches, or if Dable gets creative with the running plays. It's possible, but unlikely, I think, just because listen, Aaron Donald is an absolute beast, and like he doesn't need you. If you double team him, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you double team Aaron Donald. He can get rid of two guys easily, which is just ridiculous. He's probably one of the best players of all time, especially at the defensive tackle position. So we're dealing with an absolute force. So that's concerning.
Real quick, Rico had a question. I think his brother had a question for us. He said, read my comment. So,
yep. Oh, wait.
Where's it at? How far?
Hold on. Bear with us. People.
I found it.
What is it?
I don't know how.
7. What does it say?
It says my brother is next to me, and he wants your input on two things: the spread on the Bills-Rams game, and also how will Goff react and handle the Bills' defense. So yeah, let's talk about the spread. I'm all.
Oh, here we go. I found it. All right, the spread. Listen, you're the gambling guy, Casey. So I'm going to let you take this one.
Here's the thing. I don't think you can go wrong on it at all because it's 3.5, 2.5, depending on what you have. I think I've got mine at I locked mine in at 2.5. That's a pretty decent thing. I've got the Bills 2.5. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have taken the Rams plus 2.5 because I do believe it's going to be a very close game, and I do believe the Rams are going to get within 3 points. I don't see us beating them by more than a touchdown. So I like the Rams plus 2.5, but I'm obviously not going to change my pick right now. Wouldn't be true to my character if I did that. So I've got the Bills locked in at point or minus 2.5, but I love it. Like if you're going to bet on it, I see the Rams coming within 3 points, and you've got to love that plus 2.5 mentality right there. But on the flip side, if you've got them locked in at 3.5 plus 3.5, I don't necessarily like that because then you're going to have to get more than a touchdown, right? So I don't like that. I would take the Bills or minus 3.5. So that's what I got on the Ram or on the spread. How do you think Goff is going to react to the Bills' defense, Max?
I'll take that. I think it all hinges on the status of Matt Milano and Tremaine Edmonds in the middle because this defense, it was proved last week, this defense is not the same without Matt Milano and Tremaine Edmonds. It's a shell of itself without those two guys in the middle. And if you thought they were unimportant prior to week 2, you were greatly mistaken because Mike Gesicki gashed us, Ryan Fitzpatrick gashed us, and we didn't look like ourselves on defense that we're used to. So I am concerned about Tyler Higbee, the Rams tight end, if neither of those guys can go on Sunday. As for Jared Goff, I like Jared Goff. I think Sean McVay's done a great job surrounding him with weapons. Robert Woods is coming home to Buffalo. I think, they got two, similar kind of body types to our wide receivers when you think about Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. So it is kind of similar the way the Rams have built their wide receiver core compared to the Bills. I think Goff will be good. I think he's not going to win a game for you, but he's going to do he's the prototypical game manager, I think, at the quarterback position. And
he reminds me of Matt Ryan.
Does he? That's interesting.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. I don't know if it's because, they just similar body type or what, but
I also, Jared Goff is a Cali boy, huge SoCal guy. Listen, I put in my outrageous predictions column this week. I said, I know Buffalo's going to be pretty nice tomorrow. It's going to be like 78 degrees and sunny as last I checked, but Jared Goff is used to that perfect 85 SoCal heat.
Oh, he's not going to.
Listen, he's gonna that early fall Buffalo weather. I know it's gonna be 78, but remember, SoCal body temperature that flutters pretty dramatically. They can't handle even the littlest of coolness. So his hands might get cold. He might struggle.
A little bit of hand warmers, a little bit of cold.
Yeah. He might have to go to the sideline, wrap up in the big coat. It's gonna be all cold. He's SoCal. He's a SoCal guy. He's He surfs every day, probably. Who knows?
Before we leave, because we're about to leave, can you put Edward's comment up here? Edward.
Oh, my
Seifer?
bad. First I gotta put Rico back. Because he says my bro says you're full of shit and he's gonna beat the odds. Hey, your bro's entitled to your opinion, man.
Yeah, that's fine.
We want to put Edward's comment up here?
Yeah, Edward Seaver.
Yep.
Start Beasley or Larry Fitzgerald tomorrow. Edward, I will tell you tomorrow when you tune in to the Buffalo Fanatics pregame show. I will be on there from 9 to 10 Eastern, right? I'm Central Time, so I'm having to think ahead. But I'll be on there talking all things fantasy football. And come on up there tomorrow morning, same place, same time, all that good stuff. Post that comment, and I will answer it then. This way everybody's in anticipation.
Yeah.
So, but
and
check us out on the game.
You know, and I think we're about nearly at the 1:30 mark. I think this is a great way to wrap it up. I want to address Tom's comment because Jeremy hasn't been here, Casey. Jeremy hasn't been here. It's a special day for him. He's getting married. Incredible congratulations to Jeremy, who tied the knot today. Unfortunately, he couldn't be at his wedding recording Bills Overdue, which is unfortunate. Yeah. It's unfortunate. I know at my wedding, whenever that happens, I'll be on Bills Overdue recording at the altar because this is my life, man.
I hear that.
But in all seriousness, congratulations to Jeremy. We appreciate you all in the comments for hitting us up tonight. We had a lot of fun. Big Sunday of football tomorrow. I'm super excited. I know Casey's excited.
Yep.
And thank you guys all for tuning in. And I think we'll see. You got any closing thoughts, Casey?
Yeah, check out Buff City. It's out now. If you're wondering about fantasy football, a lot of y'all had some fantasy questions. Go ahead and check out Buff City. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. We come out every Saturday. And then after that, dude, go ahead and smash that like button. Everybody smash that like button real quick to congratulate Jeremy on getting married. And no, just go Bills.
And you can follow Buffalo Fanatics on Instagram at the Buffalo Fanatics. And you can follow at Bills Overdue on Twitter, at Bills Overdue. I am Max. You can find me on Twitter at Cinco de Maxo. And Casey, where can we find you on Twitter?
At Read 'em and Weep with a 3 up there. If you just type in Read 'em and Weep, I guarantee I'll pop up. So yeah, there was 2 other Read 'em and Weeps. I had to go with 3, but yeah, you can find me Read 'em and Weep 3, and then on Instagram it's Read 'em and Weep, just the way it is. So,
all right, with that, I'm gonna wrap it up by saying goodbye to Casey and go Bills.